Today in the news, we're talking about news shit.
Yes.
News
Oh yeah, news shit. News shit. News shit.
News.
Say that 3 times fast.
New shit, new shit, new shit.
Welcome back to the show. I'm John.
I'm Brittany.
And this is
Random Rewind.
I'm excited for today.
Yay.
I really am.
I am too.
We get to do a little shit. Wait, not that it's new, but we get to do a little shit talking.
We decided today that we are going to read Am I the Asshole stories. This is a very popular thing and I love it. I watch it all the time. This is the kind of content I consume on daily.
I don't watch it all the time, but when they do come up, it's like, yes, almost every time the person asking the question is usually...
and that's the cool thing about it is like 50-50, you don't know. And obviously we are staying niche related. We're talking about instances with TV, movie, media related Am I the Asshole stories.
Right. I found a bunch on Reddit. Not a bunch, but I found a handful on Reddit. Go through and read them to you guys, and you guys can chime in and tell us whether you think these people are the assholes too.
Yes.
Or if we're just fucking, or we're the assholes for thinking that they're the assholes.
Well, we'll see. We'll see because we'll see if we'll see if even we agree on it, right? Because these are 50-50 stories. So one might say, yeah, you're the asshole, one might say you're not, and hopefully we fight.
I'm the asshole. Let's find out. Okay. Let's do this. You got first story?
Do you want to go first?
Well, I have one.
You have one. Well, I have a lot.
I have one right here, at least. Where did it go? Oh, no.
What if we all the same one?
It cleared.
Of course it did. I'm prepared.
Okay, you're prepared. Oh, right here. It came back up.
Oh, my gosh.
There it is. I have one about the Barbie movie specifically.
Oh, perfect. All right, let's hear it.
I'm terrible reading. So here we go. Me and my 19-year-old friend. Okay, this person can't type, so I'm going to read it like they wrote it, and it's going to sound terrible.
Read it how you think it should be said.
Me and my 19-year-old friend that we will call Emma, for the sake of the story, originally decided to go out with our friends to the Barbie movie premiere. But because one of our friends wants to bring his girlfriend, we can only go on the 22nd. Okay, they're talking about freaking days. So after we made plans, found out that we can attend the event premiere, we decided to stick to our plans and made everyone... let's see, let me just skim through it and I'll tell you what the gist of it is. Okay, so her and her friend went to go see it ahead of time and not tell the rest of their friends, but they didn't tell the rest of their friends and they still made plans and still went with the rest of their friends, making believe that they didn't go to see it the first time.
Okay.
Are they the assholes? Should they pretend that they didn't see it, or are they assholes for seeing it and they just told everybody that they watched the Oppenheimer movie instead?
Okay, so they
flat out lied.
So her and her friend decided to go see the Barbie movie on their own.
Yes.
And then but they had plans already made with, I don't know what
with a group of friends.
With a group. Why does it matter? Would you be upset?
No.
I wouldn't care.
No.
Honestly, I would not care. She said 19, so let's keep that in mind.
Yeah. So
that this might be a really
kids, right?
They're kids. It might be a really clicked friend group.
Like a tight-knit group of friends.
Yeah.
I could see that. Like if my son went to go see a movie with one of his other friends and didn't tell the other friends, they would all be all upset.
Yeah, like what the heck, dude? Like how could you see it without me? Or
right. So they told the two friends went to go watch the movie and told their friends they did go to the movies, but they watched the Oppenheimer movie.
Oh, so they said, hey, so they lied.
They lied. So you kind of fucked up by lying. If you just didn't say anything to begin with, it would have been fine.
But omission is betrayal. So I guess, I don't know. I think it wouldn't really matter because it's such a little thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it would be a little omission of just saying... But why lie about the movie? So what if they asked a question about Oppenheimer?
That's the thing. The thing is, they had the ability to go to the premiere.
Yeah. And
so the rest of the friends couldn't go on the premiere. When they did
see it was the premiere?
They went to go watch it on the premiere.
Oh, fuck that. They're not the asshole at all.
But they are the assholes for lying.
They shouldn't have lied. They should have said, oh my God.
They should have said, you know what? We can't miss this opportunity.
Never.
But we will watch it with you guys again and not mention a word about it. That's what they should have gone about it.
And that's a big deal going to the premiere. Like, I would have loved to went to the Barbie movie premiere.
Right, that's before the movie launched.
And they can talk about that their entire lives. Like,
exactly.
That's a moment in time where you say, I don't care what my friends say because this opportunity is so cool that I want to enjoy it.
I do, but the friends should understand.
Okay, I would understand.
I would understand.
If my friend was like, hey, go to the premiere.
I can't go till next weekend because of XYZ, then I'm sorry, dude. We weren't gonna go to the premiere, but I'll still go watch it with you.
Yeah, not the asshole, but don't lie.
Don't lie.
Don't lie about it.
It's like half and half. They weren't the asshole for going to go watch it, but they are the asshole for lying to your friends. Never lie to your friends. It comes back to you tenfold.
I just thought about this too. They didn't, being a 19-year-old female, you didn't post any pictures. You didn't put anything on your Instagram story. Like,
yeah.
You didn't post that anyway that you went to the premiere, or did they say I went to the premiere and didn't?
What a waste of a trip, right?
Especially because
that's great for your social. I mean, if you're a social type of person.
But I feel like your friends would understand.
I think so.
They would be like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Even back then, my friends would have understood if I went to go watch. Like I went to a concert that they couldn't go watch because they had to fucking work.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be pissed at me for going to the concert.
It's not your fault that they had to work. If they wanted to get it off, it would be their responsibility.
Correct.
So
50-50.
I would say not the asshole. Just there's really no reason to lie. Like live your life. You don't live for your friends. You live for you. I understand they might be upset if you already seen it because you wanted to all see it together, but you went to the premiere. Like, right. Own it, girl.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, if you just went to go watch it like last week and you could have waited till this weekend, then yeah, you're the asshole.
That's a little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, but you went to the premiere. I'm going to say you're not the asshole.
I'd say not the asshole.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. That's our consensus. What do you guys think? Do you agree with what we say?
What are your thoughts on this?
Did you like the Barbie movie?
I did like the Barbie movie.
I did too. I really liked it.
We took Liam. Ethan went to go watch it with his girlfriend. And we took Liam to go watch it. And Liam thought it was freaking funny.
Did he like it?
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
I loved it. I had no problem with it. I know some people have a problem with it, but that's not my problem.
Not my problem if the people had a problem with it. I thought it was entertaining as hell.
I loved it.
And there was a few parts of it that were a little... I mean, the whole movie was over the top, but there's a few parts of it were like... the storyline, the plot line kind of dropped off, but the story, it was intended to do that. And I loved all the jabs at Mattel. And I love the jab at frickin' Margot Robbie and the frickin' when they're like the fucking editor's notes in the middle of the fucking movie.
If you're trying to make her feel sad or trying to make this woman look, miserable, you shouldn't have hired
Margot Robbie. Exactly.
Because yeah, she did.
Editor's notes in the middle of a movie I've never heard before like that, and I thought they were fantastic.
That was creative. It was cool too because it broke that fourth wall a little bit when they didn't break it the entire time.
And the fact that they not just made this a Mattel movie, but they brought Mattel into this and made all the upper-ups look like the way they did. All of it was fantastic. I think it was great.
That.
Sorry, spoilers by the way, but all this is happening.
Oh, I know. I didn't. You should have seen it by now. When she walks into that room and she's like, "Where are the women?" The conference room at the top of the hotel because it's all
because that's their thought process.
But that's always been that way. That's just the world.
Yeah, that's just the world.
That's the world we live in.
And making fun of the patriarchy and everything else.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Anyway,
it was a great movie. It was fantastic.
If you like just entertaining movies, it's worth the watch. If you're anti it for any particular reason, it's still worth the watch.
I feel like if you're anti it, you're kind of anti-women, and I'm not about that. You know what I mean? Like
I think anyway. But yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, are you ready for the next one?
I am.
As the title suggests, my mom is a huge Harry Potter nut. She and my dad actually met in a Harry Potter IRC, like Discord, but for old people, in the early 2000s. That's
okay.
us.
Yeah, okay.
They got married, had kids, and from day one decided to embarrass us for life by naming us after some Harry Potter and Star Wars characters. Let's pause for a second.
Okay.
I read through this story and she doesn't say what her name is.
Oh no.
What do you think her and her siblings' names are? Do you think they went all the way in? Like her name's Hermione?
Or Leia?
And there's a Luke and Leia for sure. I feel like that's always a go-to.
Yeah.
For Star Wars
Luke,
fans.
Like a Han would be a tough one.
Han?
Yeah.
Hans is
but Han is not.
Han would be harder, yeah.
Han would be a tough one. I mean, but a Harry or...
a Ron and a Han.
A Ron and a Han. Oh my God. Could you fucking imagine?
Ron and Han. They're twins.
Yeah. We're very creative.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Look how creative we are.
We named our kids after movie stars for the most part. Not because we love the movie stars, just because we like the names.
Because you like the names.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got to spill.
Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
And Liam Neeson.
Oh, I didn't know they were named after.
Yeah, not after them, but we like the names.
But you obviously like Liam Neeson because if you didn't like the actor, you wouldn't name your kid after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like Liam Neeson.
You wouldn't look at your kid and be like, oh, every time I see him, it reminds me of this actor I hate.
Yeah,
it would
not
be someone you're a fan of.
Yeah, I'm not a big Ethan Hawke fan, but I always liked the name. I thought it sounded fucking cool.
Isn't Ethan Hawke like a band or something? Like, why does that?
He's an actor.
I know, but what am I thinking of? That's like. I don't know. It's literally probably something buried in the back of my brain.
You're probably thinking of something like Black Hawk or something,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's familiar. Okay, let's continue.
Go ahead. Continue the story.
It's honestly been hell. I have a stupid name, and since we were little, my parents have forced stuff like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel movies, etc., down our throats. Everything is about dragons and magic and blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of it. Every birthday, every holiday, everything is just organized around fandom. So just like every Christmas, the days leading up to Christmas, we have to sit down every night and watch Harry Potter movies. It's so fucking boring. She put it in all caps. I can usually get away with knitting or drawing on my iPad during this time. But
wait. She's boring. Go ahead.
She's boring. Don't talk about Han like that.
She's boring. Okay. Just go ahead and say you're boring if you're boring.
She is saying that Harry Potter is boring, which makes sense because perception is different from every person.
Yeah. Harry Potter can be tedious depending on the episode you watch, but I don't know about boring.
She thinks it's boring. But she's seen it a million times. She's over it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where am I? Okay, knitting and drawing. John's not a fan.
No.
This year my mom...
Drawing, yeah. That's awesome.
This year my mom was like, let's have a technology and distraction-free night every night. So probably the week leading up to Christmas, she said no tablets or no anything. We're going to just spend time together.
Okay. So no TV either?
No
Harry Potter movie?
Yeah, right?
No Harry Potter. I mean, that would count. If you're gonna say no tablets, no phones, no nothing, you're gonna say no TV too.
You would.
I would. It'd be board games or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'd be like Harry Potter fucking Monopoly.
Oh god. I have Harry Potter Uno down for that.
We have it too.
Do you? Now I lost what I was talking about because I thought about Uno.
Yeah.
That's right. Is it hypocritical for the mother to say no technology, but my technology is okay?
Yeah. Yeah, because if I said to the kids, I'm like, it's going to be a no-tech night, it's not, but the TV is okay.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Well,
I get to choose the technology.
I would say that I do that, like, because I'll say, if I want my kids to watch something together, I'll say no tablets and then they watch a movie together or whatever. Like, that way they're spending time together enjoying the same thing instead of being in two separate mindsets.
Sure, if it's a movie night. If you're making it a movie night, right?
Yeah,
but if every night's a movie night, it takes away from the special fact that it's a movie night.
But this seems like there's how many Harry Potter? 7?
There's
6?
There's 8 movies.
8? So they probably do an 8 movie countdown from the day of Christmas Harry Potter sent to me, something like that, and whole week. It seems like the whole week before.
Okay, so that makes sense. That'd be 8 days before they would just watch movies. Mom said
Christmas break, we're having movie night, spending time together. I think she means no technology as like you can't draw on your iPad because we're watching this together.
I hear you. Okay,
so I think that's where she's coming from.
Okay. Her story is now like 20 minutes long because of me.
It's okay. I arranged to go over to my friend Missy's house instead for like 2 nights. Missy's family is normal and likes normal amounts, or likes things in normal amounts.
Okay.
My mom got really mad and started talking about how it's family tradition and how I'm basically rejecting her, and went on her whole thing about, you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Harry Potter.
What?
I finally had it and yelled, nobody cares that you were a big name in the Harry Potter fan club. I don't like Harry Potter. I don't like Star Wars. I hate Marvel movies. They're so boring. Please just let me have my own interests. It's in all caps, so I had.
So at some point, if mom and dad like certain things, you see this a lot with like religion and stuff like that.
I feel like this is
people go the opposite,
in
right?
every household.
Yeah. So you can find that thing that the parents love, and the kids are like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with it, right? Yeah. And it could have been any genre of film, but if the parents fucking loved it, or comic books, or whatever the fuck it is. It could be gaming, you know what I mean?
I think it's a rebellion thing as kids.
I think so too.
But also, it seems like like she said, her friend Missy's house, they like stuff a normal amount.
How old is this kid?
I'm not sure if she says. She does say she's a teenager girl, a teenager.
So let's assume 15, 16.
Let's say around that range. Like she can't drive maybe, or she has to be home. So
15.
Like
14,
we'll
15.
call her 14, 15.
Okay.
The rebellion of that stage anyway is huge, and I feel like you kind of this is a girl thing, but sometimes you kind of, oh, my mom likes this, so I'm like gonna go opposite, and I'm not gonna like that.
Right.
That happens. I feel like that happens all the time. Okay, so there's still more.
Oh, there's more. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
There's more.
Okay.
So she just yelled at her mom. She freaked out that, Mom, stopped trying to make me like Harry Potter. I couldn't help it and I started crying. I was so frustrated because everything always has to be about Harry Potter and Star Wars, and that now that we're older, they're starting doing Game of Thrones. Everything is centered around some kind of movie or TV show or book series. Just once, I want my family to band together around something that doesn't have to do with media or these nerdy things. We live in Utah, where we have like 5 national parks, and even though I ask to go for my birthday every year, I've never been to the Arches. Well, my sister called me saying that my mom was angry and told me to come home and to stop with the theatrics. I told her that I'm sick of having all this old nerd stuff crammed down my throat, and just once I want to have a normal time watching normal Christmas movies and not having to pause for lightsaber battles. Am I the asshole? I'm like, I feel like John would be best friends with these parents.
I love the fact that this family is so into pop culture in general. So it doesn't sound like they're just solely Disney. So it sounds like they're into anything fantastical,
Harry Potter's not
right?
Disney.
No, but Star Wars and Marvel, right?
Well, I think so. Star Wars is newly Disney, technically. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
like
it's
10 years ago.
But they
Same
met
with
in the
Marvel.
early 2000s.
Okay. So we have Star Wars fans. We got we got fantastical fans.
Fandom fans, and it's
their
very
love of anything freaking
fantasy. It feels like they're very
Right.
fantasy people.
I don't see the hatred behind it. I do see the hatred behind the fact that mom and dad lived in like when we lived up in Washington. We went on nature hikes, or we did things outdoors every weekend.
This breaks my heart. If in fact she has asked her family for however long to take her to this national park to see these arches, I'm not from Utah.
It was
so
like
I'm
for
not
2
sure.
years.
But even if it was 2 years, how hard is it to take?
Even if it wasn't for their birthday, I would just take them.
Okay, I think, and this is kind of the question too about this. It's like, I understand you have your interests, I have my interests. We can show our kids those interests, but we don't need to.
My kids don't love Star Wars.
There you go. We don't need to force them to like things that we like.
My kids don't love Harry Potter. They like we listened to the entire book series.
Okay, there you go.
In the car when we're driving around from places when we were up in Washington.
And that's fun. That's a fun way to connect if they're down.
If they're wanting to listen to it. Then we pick another book and we listen to that book. So we finished the Harry Potter books, which took for fucking ever, by the way.
Are they long? I never read them.
They're like 20-hour books.
I didn't even see the movies until like 5 years ago. Like I recently.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got their thing. Like I used to love the what do you call it? A Lord of the Rings series. And I tried watching it again and I couldn't.
You couldn't watch it anymore?
It was too slow for me.
That happened.
I read the book, I listened to the book. And it was so slow and tedious.
That you're like,
I'm like, no, we got to watch the movie. It's way better than the book because it was like 20-some hours long, whatever, 17 hours for the first book. And I watched the very first one again, The Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm like, it's just as slow. It's just 3 hours instead of 17.
Well, that's because our what's it called? Ability to keep attention has lowered down. It's gone.
Annihilated.
It's out of here.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of films that I love and I'll show my kids. But I can tell really fast if they're interested or not when they start looking down or they say, can I go to the bathroom a lot?
Do you force them to enjoy content with you?
No, so like Ethan wanted to watch Pulp Fiction, right?
Okay.
I'm like, I'll watch Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, because you like that movie.
Great fucking movie, right? So we sat down and watched it. This is like a week ago.
Okay.
And we sat down and started watching, just him and I. And he's like, can I go upstairs?
He's not about it.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? I get it. It is a bit slow. It does pick up pace a little bit more. But for right now, it's a bit slow and you really don't care for it. I'm like, yeah, go upstairs, dude. I'm not going to force you to finish watching it.
But for the devil's advocate of that, does it kind of hurt your feelings a little bit when your kids don't love something that you love?
I've come accustomed to, like, I used to love, to the point where I would watch Star Wars pretty regularly. And the fact that Chauncey never wanted to watch it with me because she doesn't like old films. Well,
but to each their own. And I guess that's here. Like, what's your verdict? Do you think she's the asshole for yelling at her mom and telling her that she's not this? Or do you think her mom's being too pushy and saying...
Too pushy.
We are Star Wars people.
I love introducing stuff to my kids, but if they don't like it, I'm not going to keep pushing. Why would I do that?
No, I don't.
I'm going to drive them to hate it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to always have hatred.
She's already been driven to hate it.
Yeah, that's why she's knitting.
And that's why, exactly, you're right.
No, not to knit. Like, if you can knit, like,
yeah, to each
that's
his own,
just dope. Because
we have a friend that has a knitting store up in Washington.
And it's sick. Like, they make really cool stuff. I love knitting. So, but she obviously has different interests, and that's okay.
I don't think that she has different interests so much as the fact that it was probably so crammed down her throat that it became pushed away from her.
It's a weird line here because I also there's situations where I know kids were pushed into, say, like a sport their whole life. Yeah. And then it's time for scholarship, right? Now we're here. This is what we push all the time. And the kids are like, I'm not doing it. No, like, right. I've spent my entire childhood doing this. I don't want to do it anymore.
Exactly. No, so I get it. And that's probably more times than not.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But and then I think parents,
because it's mom and dad living vicariously through their fucking kids.
But then and then this is almost the opposite. It seems like mom and dad are so into their stuff that I guess they're living through their kids, or they want their kids to accept it as much. But I get it. After a while, you're just, especially this age. If we're assuming we know she's a teenager, okay?
Sure.
Teenager is a hard
especially
time.
A teenage girl. She's gonna want her own fucking space all the fucking time.
There's gonna be rebellion no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, I could go up to my pretty much teenager daughter and be like, hey, here's a bunch of flowers. She'd be like, they're the wrong color. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a very rebellious stage right here.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things, if they don't fix this now, they're not going to have Christmases in the future, right? They're home for their
they're not going to even be home to visit for Christmas.
They might have a grandkid who's all about this shit.
Correct.
And you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And even if your kid's not into it, and I feel like this is also the plot of so many movies. And, like, I know you haven't seen it, but Johnny Tsunami is a Disney movie. You guys know, they know. There's people who know. Because it was a big thing at the time. Sure. But, so his grandpa was, like, a famous surfer. And then his dad had hatred towards his father because he was like, all you did was surf, you didn't take care of me. So then in turn, the dad become a very, like, money, businessman, take care of my family, like, that's what I do. But then Johnny, who was the grandson, looked so much up to his grandpa because they shared that common interest of surfing. Right. So they had that common ground where the dad who wanted a father, and it didn't seem like he was too busy surfing, had that hatred. So I feel like it's weird how the cycle can work, and how I think it's just, if you're pushed too much, like, you're not gonna like it. If I throw it in your face constantly, you're gonna be like, like, if my parents weren't super fans of anything that I can think of.
Mine either. Camping.
But your
parents,
no, listen, your parents liked country music and you didn't.
Yeah, right? And they love camping, and I don't like camping.
And you don't like camping, so you were...
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
But you had to listen to that music, and you had to go camping when you were a kid.
All the time.
But then also, that's the cool thing about growing up, is, like, now you get to decide what you do now.
Right.
So, and then we have to sometimes force our kids to do things they don't want to do, but this seems a little extreme. The naming thing too.
If she's not being exaggerated, if she's not exaggerating about anything, if she's being truthful about the entire story, then I'm going to say mom and dad are the asshole. Or the mom is the asshole.
It doesn't seem, and that was the consensus, but it said, like, her sister didn't agree with her, so, but sister might be into it and might not understand.
Or sister could be younger.
Sister could be younger. That's what I'm saying.
Sister is 9.
And people might think of it in different ways. Sister might be like, I love spending this week of time together, watching these movies because
mom and dad pay attention to me.
They pay attention to me. We got popcorn, whatever it is. They probably have butterbeer and
I make some killer butterbeer.
Whatever food there is in Star Wars. But the consensus, what they're saying here in the comments is, you're not the asshole. You're allowed your own interests, and your parents aren't making life easier by forcing things on you.
Okay.
Okay, wait. And your post is great. Warning for all the people still thinking about naming their kid Anakin or Khaleesi?
Khaleesi? Okay, Khaleesi from Game of Thrones.
That's Game of Thrones. I've heard that name.
That's a hard one.
At least
it's not written like it sounds.
Yeah. That I read it okay, but I think because I've seen it before. So at least it's not Renesmee.
Oh, for fuck's
sake. The name from Twilight. So here we go. Okay, she's not the asshole, but it seems like everyone needs to chill out a little bit and just let everyone be who they want to be.
I agree.
You hear that, Anakin? Don't complain. No, I'm just kidding.
I've never met an Anakin.
You haven't? I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Like an actual human adult?
Yes. No, he wasn't an adult. He was a child still.
Named Anakin? So does he go by Annie for his nickname? Because Anakin did.
Did he? Annie?
Annie was his nickname.
Annie. Little orphan Annie.
Annie.
His name was just Anakin.
Little orphan Whiny.
He
was just like his son. Whiny.
I met somebody who had the same name as my youngest. Her name's Esri. And we were at a theme park, and behind me, we were in line for a ride, and somebody goes, Esri, you ready? And I turned around so quick, I'm like, did you just talk to my kid? Like, how did you know her name?
How did you name your kid?
And he's like, whoa, my kid's name is Esri. And I was like, no way. I was like, I don't know, I never met another. And he goes,
I've met not an adult Esri, but like a 20-something Esri.
And he goes, oh, so is her last name blah, blah? And I was like, no, why would it be that? And he's like, oh, we named her after Star Trek. So we gave her the middle name.
Oh, right.
From I guess there's an Esri in Star Trek, which news to me. I had no idea. This dude told me all about it. So he was like, yeah, I'm a fan of Star Trek. So technically my kid has a Star Trek name, but I had no idea.
Right. So where did you get her name from? Just by chance?
It's just I saw it like written down. You know how you go through names and stuff?
Yeah.
So I saw it written and I was like, oh, I like that.
It's a pretty name.
I like that.
It's a pretty name.
So I like, it worked out.
Yeah.
But also it's a Star Trek name. So, okay, next story. You know what? This one's perfect for you, and maybe this is something you could learn from.
Okay, something I could learn from.
Because Chauncey doesn't like old movies.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for pretending a movie trilogy is a TV series to my girlfriend who hates movies?
How did she do that? How did you do that?
We're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, let's find out. I'm curious now. How do you pull that off?
How do you pull that off? So my girlfriend hates movies for some reason, but really loves to binge TV shows.
She hates movies.
Mm-hmm. She hates movies.
Do you guys hate movies? Anybody out there hate movies?
I like TV shows and movies.
I guess it depends on what I'm in the mood for. And if I only have like an hour left of my day.
I think I like TV shows because they go longer. So if I want to watch something for a long time, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch a movie.
Okay, fair enough.
So, but she really likes to binge TV shows like crazy. So she seems like she's a very hardcore only TV person.
Okay.
It happens.
Sure.
She's a big fan of sci-fi and even time travel. Like Doctor Who, for example, big fan. However, apparently she never heard of Back to the Future. I tried to watch Looper with her, but she immediately dismissed it because it's a movie. So since I'm a big fan of Back to the Future, I told her it's a TV series when it came up. I've got the trilogy digitally and spent all night trimming it down to like 40-minute snippets with reasonable points.
I love this guy.
With reasonable points to cut at, like just after the first travel back. I overlay to be continued and I added credits at the end.
Dude, someone should upload this. Can you imagine somebody taking movies and making them all into series?
It's smart.
Holy shit. So many people would binge these movies.
Well, it would be a lot easier because there's people who, it has shorter attention span. I'm in and out all the time.
Or, what if you're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed at midnight. We've got 4 hours. We'll watch 4 episodes and then we're going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then you can continue watching the rest of it.
Dude, but
what a great concept.
It would only work with trilogies. But you could do it with Lord of the Rings.
Hey, movie studios. Fucking seriously.
Well, that's all they can do right now because there's nobody acting.
Cut and crop these films into fucking miniseries.
We gotta give this guy credit.
Yeah.
For, the fact that he went through all this trouble.
This is awesome.
Because he said she's so he cut him And so I overlaid to be continued and added the credits at the end. She's used to Netflix skipping into the shows, so I didn't have to bother with that. Here's my question: where's the button? You know how Netflix does skip to the next?
What if he put it?
He had to have. He had to have put the button because if I binge watch TV shows, I would notice that right away.
Yeah, exactly. Add the button.
I want to see it. I wonder if it's posted anywhere.
This is gold. Seriously, gold.
I knew you'd like this one.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
No, he's not the asshole.
What? We didn't finish yet. It says the credits were cut short as well because when you skip it, it goes bloop really fast.
Yeah.
We binged the entire thing in a day. She absolutely loved it. Although she complained about some of the episodes ends because they felt off. Yeah, I wonder why. Anyways, I told her afterwards why it felt off. Because it's actually 3 movies and not a TV show. But I'm glad she liked it regardless. She was not having it. After calling me a liar and an asshole for betraying her like that.
Oh, stop it.
Chill. Let's finish it first.
Okay.
She stormed off to go home instead of staying the night as of planned. I mean, yeah, I kind of did lie to her, sure. But personally, I really don't see it that bad. So am I the asshole. There's an edit here, but we'll get to it. Your reaction was saying, like, absolutely not, he's not the asshole. But he did lie. This goes back to the...
No, but it's not a lie.
What's the difference between the girl lying about seeing Oppenheimer and this guy lying about editing the
Because you're blatantly lying to your friends. This is something that all you're doing
But he's blatantly lying to his partner.
No, he didn't go, I went to go watch this fucking trilogy with another friend.
But
and then watch it later.
He lied and said Back to the Future is a show and not a movie, which a quick Google search could have really, she would have figured it out. I guess it's I appreciate.
This is the hard part I have with this. Somebody who's really big into sci-fi. I don't give a fuck if you love TV series or movies or whatever.
She just loves sci-fi.
She loves sci-fi. The fact that you've never heard of Back to the Future being a fucking show or a fucking movie, it sounds sounds like bullshit.
I'm sorry, but we're old as fuck. Okay? Yeah. So you have to realize that this could be, again, a 15, 16-year-old. My kids wouldn't know
No, because he's home with her. This is an adult.
That's right, they are adults.
They're adults.
My kids don't know Back to the Future. But they can be 20-year-old adults.
Tell me Dune is a fucking series. I mean, there's if you're into a certain genre of film.
Yeah.
That you love. You love sci-fi.
TV. She only watches TV.
But you've still heard
of
Star Wars. You still heard. Yes, you have.
She didn't.
Yes, she did.
So you're calling bullshit on the whole thing.
I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
Okay.
There's no fucking way that she's not heard of Back to the Future. I don't care how old you are. You know what fucking Back... You go ask Liam what Back to the Future is.
Okay,
he'll
but
fucking tell you.
I guarantee you my kids would have no idea.
But your kids are not into sci-fi. Mine are.
That's true. I guess that's
sci-fi.
So
my kids will know what Back to the Future is.
Yeah, my kids are more into anime, so there's...
And you can ask them about anime. They'll know what's a TV series and what's a movie only.
One?
Exactly.
So you're just calling bullshit on
I call bullshit on the whole thing.
Okay, here's the edit.
Okay.
So we talked over lunch break and everything's fine. I apologized to her for tricking her and I didn't mean to upset her. I just wanted to share the movie I loved with her. As some of the comments said, she felt belittled and like I made fun of her. She apologized for overreacting as she realized it came from a place of care and good intentions, even if they were selfish. She wants more communication in the future, though she didn't lose trust in me. She doesn't think I'm having malicious intent with her either. We're gonna watch Looper tonight. And then somebody in the comments said, I would be flattered if somebody went through the trouble of episodizing a movie they'd love because they know my attention span is what my attention span is like.
Right. So should he, if this is true, which I still call bullshit, should he have said, you know what, I made a mini-series out of a movie? Would she have watched it?
You can't say I made a mini-series out of it. No,
well,
she wouldn't have watched it because, and you know what, I think you're right. Because who fucking just won't watch movies? How
just
do you
refuses.
So all you need is that credits in the end?
That's it? That's what makes it okay?
Yeah, it's a weird
to say you don't watch a movie because it's a movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Like, even that as a thing is weird.
It's fucking weird.
That's true. Like, she just doesn't watch movies. Did she get hurt in a movie theater? I don't understand why she, won't watch movies. I don't know. I understand having a preference. I get hey, I don't want... It seems like she did change her mind because they are going to watch Looper. So
in that situation, who was the asshole? If that story was real, who was the asshole?
I don't think...
What do you guys think?
I think she's the asshole for not trying new things. Watch the fucking movie, right?
Watch the fucking movie.
Is that harsh?
No, because if somebody says, you know what, I really love this movie genre... You know, the entire idea of Back to the Future, just the trilogy, or I love Star Wars, or I love Harry Potter, and you're not willing to watch it with them at all because it's a movie?
Yeah. You know what, though? I'm not sure anything about her specifically, but sometimes when people tell me to do something, I won't do it. My best friend told me to watch a show for so long. She's like, you're going to love it, and I'm like, meh. And I don't know why.
But that's what we do with Game of Thrones.
But when people tell me to do it, I almost like instantly am like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Like, and I think that's just a brain thing for me.
Maybe.
Is that I'm just like, if someone's like, oh, you know, like,
you should watch this.
You should. I'm like, no, I don't want to. No.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
So maybe she has the issue of like, I've been told, you know, or I don't know. Who knows? We could speculate all day, but that's the fun part about it is we don't really have the answer.
We don't have the whole story on this one. Yeah, I think I need more background on this story.
Yeah, we need a little bit more. Ready?
I am.
Next story. Am I the asshole for not enforcing my wife's TV rule for our boys at sleepovers? I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. My boys are 12 and 10, and they are who the story is about. Well, hi girl who's not in the story. Nice to know. Nice to meet you. First, I love my wife. All right, we're already starting off bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why. This sounds wife guy to me. We know you love your wife, but just
to have to state that.
I know that's what always gets
like red flag.
For sure. Flag. And if anyone repeats it like 3 times, like if somebody is like, "Oh, I would never hurt them. Oh, I would never hurt them," I'm like, "Well, now I think you're gonna hurt them."
Right.
Let's see what it says. First, I love my wife, but she's always been the stricter parent of the 2 of us. I like to think kids will be kids, and I don't necessarily get mad at much, unless they're breaking something or hurting each other. My wife nitpicks them a little bit. My kids know their mother has the final say, and I don't have a problem with the way she raises them. There are a few things I don't really see the big deal in. One of them is regarding movies and TV shows. To be specific, my boys and their friends recently started watching Family Guy and Rick and Morty together. 10 and 12. Yeah. 2 shows I love, by the way. They don't watch them alone. I tell them that their mother doesn't like it, but when they're having sleepovers with their friends, I don't care what they watch. My wife makes me go check on them because they are being loud sometimes, and they would be watching some movies that I love. Like, I remember my oldest had a few friends over, and I ended up watching American Pie with them for like a whole hour when my wife was out. My wife has explained to me multiple times that she would like me to be strict with what the boys watch at all times. And just because it's a sleepover doesn't mean they can watch dirty movies. I tell her that I don't particularly agree, but that is what she wants. I'll keep a lookout. For my kids' sake, I really don't plan on enforcing this rule. So he just lied. They are like they are 12 years old at a sleepover supposed to watch Shrek or something. I remember watching movies at sleepovers when I was young. Watching movies you couldn't watch normally was a big part of the fun. Am I the asshole for not enforcing my wife's movie rule?
No. So, let me explain. Okay. So, you're asking somebody who's very, very much so pick and choose your battles.
You also have 2 boys here, so it makes sense of...
Yeah.
His are 10 and 12 at the time. I understand yours are older now, but...
10 and 12. Even at 10 and 12, right? At 10 years old, something like American Pie, would I have let my kids watch that on their own with friends? Yeah.
You think so?
I would have. There's nothing really wrong with that fucking movie except for when he's fucking the pie, and even then they don't really show anything.
I guess it would be more the language and the...
Again, I don't... So it's pick and choose your battles in our household. So I don't complain about stuff that will not make them bad people. So a movie that has, a PG-13 or even an R rating, if the context is still okay, I don't mind them watching that. I don't care if they curse. They don't, because they choose not to around adults.
Okay.
They know they know what's right and what's wrong in public, and what's right and what's wrong, in private.
But is it okay for you to lie to your wife?
No, I wouldn't have lied to my wife.
Would you sit down? You would have... Okay, because the consensus here is he's the asshole, and this is why. If you're 2 parents, and obviously, like you said, you pick and choose your battles. She seems to have a very high stance on this.
She's very conservative.
Which is on
fine.
That
stance.
But, so what he needs to do, because he doesn't agree with her, is sit down and say, hey, wife, he's a wife guy. This is what wife guys do, by the way. They lie behind their wife's back. So this is why I don't like wife guys.
No, you never fucking, don't lie.
He never trusts a wife guy.
Well, you don't lie. There's no reason for it.
But he is lying because he said to her, oh yeah, I'll watch them. I'll check up on them. And he's telling the kids, I don't care what you watch. So the thing that gets me is the fact that he's willing to like blatantly go against his wife's wishes, which his children also are aware of. And they are making it...
And they'll make a point of that later on,
but they're making it okay. He's also teaching his boys that's like, hey, you don't need to respect your partner.
Right.
You can just do whatever you want, because if you feel like it's okay to do it, then just do it.
Right.
You know?
Or respect your mom.
Exactly. So I understand where it's not, we don't assume it, and he did edit that it was American Pie on TV.
Okay.
So that's even less. So now there is no cussing
everything's
and stuff.
cut out, yeah.
But it's not the problem.
Is there really much cuss? Oh, yeah, he's a fucker a lot.
It's not the problem of the context of it. It's the fact that they went against her wishes without having a conversation with her in the first place.
Well, I mean, even if they disagreed, if like, say my wife and I disagreed on, no, the kids can't watch this fucking movie, and I said, well, I think they can.
Yeah.
The consensus at the end of that conversation is going to be, I'm going to let them watch it. If you're going to put me in charge of letting them watch or not watch a movie, I'm going to let them watch it.
Yeah. But
even if she disagrees, but she'll know my stance on it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It needs to be said.
Right. I think you're right.
Or they need to come
He lied to her because he lied to her.
He lied to her, but there needs to be an agreement of, like, you know, like they said, Family Guy and Rick and Morty. It's like, it's pretty raunchy, but also like. But we were watching it when we were that. Like, I literally, like, The Simpsons raised me, but my kids have never watched it, because when I rewatch it, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of, like, stuff. So it's a slippery slope, but I also feel like if you're, maybe she's religious, or maybe she's has her own reasons.
Whatever her reason is, that's irrelevant. The point is, she's anti this and he's for it, and they either need to come up with a compromise. Yes, they can watch, you know, these movies, I'm going to run them by you. There's no real raunchiness to it. There's no like tits on screen or anything like that.
And like you said before, with your kids, is they understand, like, they're not going to be cussing in front of adults. They're not going to be acting out what they see on screen. They realize that this is a movie.
Because we didn't make it taboo.
Because you didn't make it taboo, exactly.
Right.
Because when you make it taboo, they want to watch it more. Bottom line, he lied to her, and he showed his kids that it's okay to lie to their mother. And that's not cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's an asshole for letting them watch this show. I think he's an asshole for lying to her and showing that the kids that it's okay to lie to her.
Exactly, because there could have been a conversation like, hey, your mom doesn't like this. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss what is okay and not okay. Because like you said, when you're at sleepover, you watch, you know, the raunchier movies. Because this isn't an every night thing. This is just when they have friends over for sleepovers.
And then there's the other question too.
We're thinking the same thing.
I always ask, and always, if we have friends over, like my kids' friends over, we ask the parents, is it okay if they eat this? Is it okay if they watch this? Is it okay if they play with this?
Yeah.
Because we've had friends over that are not allowed to play violent video games. So violent video games are off. I'm gonna play Minecraft.
But all that takes is a conversation.
Just ask a question.
Just ask.
Is it okay? Is it okay for your kids? Because I'm not raising their kids.
You're not raising. No, and that's the thing is, like, I have rules in my house, but it's like when it comes down to kids, like, I take care of my kids. And if you have a rule set for your kids, I'm going to enforce that rule.
Exactly.
Because I'm not parenting them.
If you tell me no fucking, you know, what do you call it? Mortal Kombat or no freaking a Call of Duty, then no Mortal Kombat or Call of Duty.
It's that simple. You respect the parents' wishes because that's the right thing to do.
And I'll ask, are they allowed to play Minecraft? Because there's some violence in Minecraft. And 99% of the people say yes.
Kind of. I let
It's not mine. It's not.
I was like, my kids have been playing it.
Kill that pig. Make some bacon.
My kids have been playing Minecraft since they were like 2. So.
Yeah, exactly.
The violence is.
But we've had parents say no, they're not allowed to play Minecraft.
And that's what they want to do.
Not my decision.
But it would
to
be
make
fucked
for your
up
kid.
it would be fucked up if that kid came into your house and was like, haha, mom's not here. Like, let's watch the thing you're not supposed to watch.
We did have friends over. A lot of times they're like, oh, we can do stuff here that we can't do at home, like, you know, eat like outside or something, or not the dining table, stuff like that. And they're thinking they can play games. I'm like, well, your dad told me that you're not allowed to play this game, so we can't have that. Sorry, no Xbox today.
Yeah.
Because I know if I walk away, you guys can turn it off.
But you know that, and you know that as a parent, and as a person. We were kids once.
Yeah,
we did this shit.
Fuck yeah.
We've been there.
Oh hell yeah.
We started this. Like, we know all about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't lie to your wife.
I think that's gonna be the moral here. Is just simply fucking talk and don't lie.
It's just like with every movie plot. If there's a conversation, that's not gonna happen anyway.
Exactly.
It's gonna come out to a good, hopefully a good consensus.
Exactly.
But I know as a mother, if I found out, and you know that 10-year-old's gonna fucking tell her.
Oh
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I found out about it,
you're never going over there again.
Well, I'm not gonna not go. If that's my partner, and I found out that there's a secret that he's keeping from me and my children, and I'm out of the loop, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
I don't like, but I'm big on lying. Like, I don't like lying. I always
I don't like
kids,
liars and cheaters. Those are two things that drive me to
right.
fucking,
So I always tell my kids, I said,
nuts.
if you tell me the truth,
yeah,
you will not be in trouble.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth, and you'll not be in trouble.
Yeah.
Just let me know straight up exactly what's going on, because you know kids.
My kids have never been in trouble because they come to me for most everything that I think is relevant.
But my kids get in trouble when I know they're lying. Like, if I saw what they did, lie to me, you're gonna be in a shit
and
then I said, what did you do? And they say, I didn't do it, but I literally witnessed it.
Especially like homework or something like that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. I brushed my teeth.
I brushed my teeth. I'm like, really? Your toothbrush is dry.
Oh, the toothbrush check.
Yeah.
All you have to do is put it underwater. But
yeah, exactly. But they don't even do that. They don't get out of their fucking room.
They don't leave.
Yeah.
But that's because they're children. That's the whole point.
I know.
So and then in the comments, people are saying, Family Guy, Rick and Morty, like, it's okay, but it really depends on you as parents on what you want your kids to be exposed to. Yeah. It seems like the dad learned a lot at sleepovers, and he's banking on that from his past. Like, when I used to go to sleepovers, we watched, raunchy stuff, and also it seems like a dad who wants to enjoy things he liked when he was younger with his children, which is fine, but don't lie to your wife about it. Okay. Right.
So I have one that I remember a video clip for Am I an Asshole? Am I the Asshole here?
Okay.
A mom has an issue with her son. Son's playing games all the fucking time. I don't know if it's a discipline thing or whatever it happens to be. Plays games whenever he's not supposed to be.
Okay.
So she doesn't monitor the amount of time that he's on there. She just catches him playing games when she tells him not to.
Yeah.
So she's not checking on him as often as she should. Well, and he's doesn't finish his homework in time. Again, not monitoring whether he finishes homework. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's not working, so she's home during the day, which is fine. And then as a punishment, one day she decides when he's out at school, he comes back. She says, since you've been playing games all this time and you've not been doing your homework, I deleted your Minecraft world. Am I the asshole?
Okay. This is a slippery slope here.
Okay.
Because
I have a huge problem.
I know you do, but as a mother, extreme measures needed to be taken, it sounded like. As a gamer, holy shit.
Okay. So, extreme measures. Your kid is playing games more often than they shouldn't be, and you can't get them off of it. If it's on the Xbox, take away the power brick. I was going to say,
why not take away the actual console?
Just take away the console, take away the controllers, take away the power brick alone.
Yeah.
Just anything from it so you can stay,
but that's
stays
not
intact.
Hurt. She did what hurt. She really threw that knife in there.
Just like any fucking art. So if any of you guys have played Minecraft, you know everything you build in there is time-taking.
It takes forever.
It's like deleting someone's character in fucking in a game you have to build up.
Or even just if you're playing Mario and you didn't save it. Remember back in the day where you had to physically save it?
And what if somebody deleted that fucking save?
Or you got to the last one, or you got to the last level and somebody deleted your save game.
But see,
heartbreaking.
Like I have a world I've been working on since 2012.
Holy shit!
That's
a
massive
big world.
Fucking world, right? I've backed it up numerous times because of and I've had it glitch out on me once.
Oh.
So I'm like, I would have felt like shit had I not backed it up. So I lose, a week's worth of work on it versus losing the entire fucking world.
I know, but even it's still
heartbreaking.
It's still heartbreaking.
But to lose all that work, that time and effort, and honestly, the gratification of you doing something, even if it is in a virtual world, it's like drawing something in real life.
Thing.
It's like getting really good at a sport. It's like anything else that you enjoy doing on your time. To have that wiped clean would not make me just mad. I mean, I think I'd be furious to the point where hatred, like seething hatred would come out.
This is his villain origin story. Like, this is where he starts. Yeah. This is the kind
of shit you do if you don't want your kids to come to dinner anymore when they're too old to come to dinner anymore.
Oh, you're taking it as like that's how old? I guess I need an age maybe.
I think he was 12.
Yeah, no. If I did that to my 12-year-old, she would lose her shit.
Exactly.
And I would understand. I'm playing Pokemon Diamond right now. If you deleted my game after I just caught that legendary Pokemon, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, you're going to be a little upset. But, I mean,
It's a lot of work.
To take something, even if you like, it's like taking your kid's drawing off the fucking fridge and tearing it up in front of them.
Kind of.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's the same thing.
It's
like your hard work didn't matter, and since you disobeyed me, you're losing all that time and the hard work.
Yeah.
But
take away the controller. Take away the computer. Take away the mouse.
Take it away.
Take away the keyboard.
That's the
take
easy
the
answer.
thing away. If you're having trouble with your kids doing, I mean, this is going to be some parenting advice that I don't know if you'll take to heart or you think it's stupid or not. If you're having trouble with your kids doing their work because they're stuck on gaming, if you take a piece of that gaming thing away, usually the power brick is the fucking easiest. The controllers are the second.
Unplug it.
Or you can even set timers on your Wi-Fi, so that way the Wi-Fi will shut off and turn back on when they're ready to fucking.
Yeah, I can instantly turn off
you can
any
do it
of
for
my
most
kids'
everything's through apps.
On my app, on my phone, I can turn off whatever my kid's doing at that time.
Exactly, you can turn off for that specific device. Even
so
you know what I mean?
But that's the thing too. This must have been before we had that ability because, like you said, she didn't know he was playing, but he was doing it secretly. Which kids are sneaky and they're always going to do stuff secret. I swear, half the stuff in my pantry goes missing, and I'm like, I didn't see nobody move once, but like it's gone.
Like Ethan lost. We took away all the controllers to the game because he was playing more games than he was doing schoolwork, and we took away the controllers and then we trade them. We get to see the schoolwork. Cool, it's done. Here's a controller.
There you go.
You can play for a few hours.
And
Call it a fucking day.
Easiest way
he
to
doesn't do it anymore because he got in trouble the one time.
Yeah.
That was
so
it.
he
That's
learned. It's and honestly, like, I guess if you're not a gamer, you don't think anything of it. It doesn't seem like she's the asshole.
Okay.
The mother's the asshole because she could have took away the console. Like you said, it's an art form, and to destroy your child's art, it's fucked up.
I think it's fucked up.
You know, who knows what he created? He probably had a castle. He probably had that red Mindstone explodey thing. I don't know. I don't play that much, but like it takes a long time.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do. Yeah. I do.
He probably put a lot of work into that, and it's just gone now. It's wiped away.
Even if you have 70 hours, 100 hours saved in like Final Fantasy, you're really far in the freaking level. Someone deletes that freaking save. That would be. I'd probably never play the game again.
I wouldn't. She's not a gamer. She's not a gamer.
She doesn't understand.
She doesn't understand.
No.
Which honestly,
she doesn't understand what she did.
This is a good point too.
Yeah.
And this kind of relates back to the story we were talking about with the Harry Potter parents.
Yeah.
Why aren't those parents investing more time into what their child likes?
Yes.
Right? Like, why not?
Why aren't you trying to love what they love?
Why aren't you? And I'm not saying you don't have to go 100% in.
No,
you
but
can go 70%
and
50% in. Know it. You know how many parents I've talked to that like don't understand like how Roblox works?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, I don't get it. And I'm like, just download it and start messing around because that's what It's
a bunch of mini games within a big game.
But a lot of people don't. If they don't understand it, they just completely are like, oh no, I'm out. Like obviously that mother said, I don't get this, and you disobeyed me, and now I'm deleting it away from you instead of just physically taking it, which would have been the easier choice.
Right.
But again, Harry Potter parents, if that girl better have every freaking color of yarn. You know what I'm saying? She better have a million needles.
Whatever it is she loves, right?
She better have 100.
Clearly loves knitting.
100 extra tips on her freaking pencil for drawing on her iPad.
You know what I guarantee that she has?
What?
A Harry Potter knitting needle.
Oh, for sure.
I guarantee it.
Oh, no, she has like Harry Potter characters, like the ones you could crochet into characters.
Oh,
she probably has that whole template of like all of them. The mom's like, well, if you're gonna be knitting,
you're gonna be knitting Harry fucking Potter.
You better be knitting Harry Potter,
yeah.
And don't you mess up on our lightsaber battle again. You practice every night.
I've never had a lightsaber battle.
Though
that sounds like fun.
But you're gonna find someone who likes lightsabers so you can do it together.
You know where that would be fucking fun? If we're walking down the street and just throw somebody a lightsaber and have a fucking mid-street lightsaber battle with some strangers.
You just started a short series. You know how easy that would be?
That'd be
you have
funny
2 of them.
as hell.
You have a camera person, you go up, you just
and
then yours goes off.
Yeah, I just go and
that's
have
a whole
series.
Battle. You could do that in a whole series. People do it. Have you seen it with the basketball?
I've seen the basketball one.
Same thing.
Or 2 pillows and have a fucking pillow fight in the middle of the fucking street. Just beat the shit out of each other with pillows.
I'd be like, don't hit me, please. Oh my god, a pillow fight.
That shit would be fucking funny.
That would be funny. You should do it. I'll be your camera person.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I'll follow you around it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Lightsaber fight. Lightsaber.
Throw him a lightsaber. But some people would be all about it, and some people would look
some
at you
people
like you were
let
crazy.
it fall to the ground. Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
You'd have to have
just
a
like the
cheap one.
basketball guys.
You'd have to have a cheap one.
I like the
Because half the people are going to know and half the people aren't going to know. That's a vibe check right there. If the person takes that and starts a battle, their parents are nuts. No, I'm just kidding. They know what's up.
They know what's up.
But if someone hands me a sword and says, "Hey, let's do this," I'm
fight.
like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down. Yeah. Like, let's go.
I don't think even if I didn't know. I mean, even if you weren't into the Star Wars world, you have seen a lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a known thing.
You know what the fuck a lightsaber is?
I don't know. That one girl didn't know what Back to the Future was. So at this point, I don't know.
That's true. I don't know who's been living under a rock and who hasn't.
We don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
We just, I don't know. We don't know anything, to be honest.
Not really. We just kind of rant on about random shit.
We just like to rant, but that's why we have a podcast. So
this is true. So you guys can listen, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of, follow along. Can you follow along?
I think they are. They've stuck it out this long, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next story.
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh, we got a long one. Oh shit.
You're the best. It's not that long.
Okay.
Am I the asshole? You're just always say it.
Yeah, just say yes.
For looking at TV spoilers, no, I read it back. I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Am I the asshole for looking up spoilers for TV shows? I male, 26 male, and my girlfriend is a 26 female, and I have been dating since the summer, and we watch a lot of TV together. When we are watching a TV show together, it's pretty important to both of us that nobody watches ahead. Pause. Never fucking watch ahead.
Watch a show ahead? No.
If you're watching it with your partner, do not watch that next episode without them. When we are watching TV together, it's pretty important to both of us that nobody watches ahead. If we are watching a show together, we only watch the new episodes together. However, I will look up spoilers for any show that I have watched.
Okay.
Spoilers have never bothered me since I was a teenager. I would always look them up for anything that I am watching. If we are watching a show that has already released, I will probably look up the spoilers for the first season before I watch it. Then, when we get around to the second season, I'll look up the spoilers for that. If we are watching something that is currently releasing episodes, I will watch without spoilers if we see the episode immediately after it's released. But if we wait a couple of days, I'll generally go on Wikipedia and read what has happened before I watch it. I know that I'm weird for watching TV this way and that this would ruin the experience for most people. Yeah. So I make sure to never spoil what's going to happen for anybody else. Recently, a show that we watched had a major plot twist, and my girlfriend noticed I didn't seem shocked. This is kind of like what I was saying before. Like, okay. I want that reaction too. When she asked why, I told her I already knew what was going to happen because I had read the spoilers ahead of time. She said that this is like going ahead and watching without her and asked me to stop doing it. I said that it's different. For me, it's not going ahead. It's about us sharing the experience of watching it together, and the skeleton of the plot is only 1% of the experience, in my opinion. Also, for a lot of shows we watch together, me not being able to know what's going to happen would ruin the experience, in my opinion. For example, when we watched Squid Game, I would have found it really difficult to enjoy the show if I didn't know what was going to happen. Seeing something so disturbing without knowing some kind of idea of it, how it's going to resolve, is really unpleasant to me. Good point. Okay. So I told her I would really like to keep spoiling shows for myself, but I will never spoil anything for her. She wasn't happy with the answer and thinks I'm being unreasonable. So am I the asshole for wanting to keep looking up spoilers?
No.
The consensus here is not the asshole.
He's not the asshole. He's not watching ahead. I get spoilers every once in a while. I'll look up something like, wait, how did this or why did this? And I kind of want to know.
What's it if like I guess if you read that plot point, if it says, Marty goes back to the future, like okay, well, goes back to the future.
That's like, kind of inevitable.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
in the fucking title.
I'm thinking of like a movie sense of I don't know.
You can look at like a lot of movies or shows even like, oh, is this character gonna fucking die? He's in a fucking death-defying situation. He's the main character. Do you think he's gonna fucking die? It's not fucking Game of Thrones.
But the thing is I'm 50-50 on here because I do understand his issue of wanting to know what's gonna happen. Because sometimes when shit hits you hard and off guard, that's a feeling that you don't like. So here we go. If the dog dies in the movie, I don't want to watch the movie. period. If I grow to love an animal and I know that that dog's gonna die in the end of the movie, I will not watch it. Okay, that's too hard for me. I don't want to love that dog and then him die.
Okay.
So maybe it seems like he needs that.
He doesn't want the trauma ahead of time if he knows it's going to be traumatic for him.
He's prepping himself for what could be a traumatic situation for him.
I get that. So for me as well, like spoilers, like when you see spoilers on TV, oh no, spoilers, and people get super fucking offended and upset about spoilers, don't be on the internet. It's that fucking simple.
Honestly, it doesn't. I guess it would bother me if I was super invested in a show that was coming out, but I've never been on.
Even then,
I've never been on the right track. I've always started stuff later or you know what I mean. So we'd see spoilers, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't. She obviously has a problem, but I get where she's coming from because, in her opinion, she wants to experience it together, which was what I was talking about with you earlier. Of like, hey, this is our first time watching it and it's going to be an experience that we enjoy. But it seems that his mental health might not be able to do that.
To handle
and that's okay. So not the asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole. I do understand where she's coming from.
He's being honest the whole time, so that's a plus.
That is a plus.
Well, I guess not the whole time because she found out after he didn't react. So.
Oh, right. He didn't tell her that he was watching spoilers. Yeah, I don't go out of my way and seek spoilers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if it comes up,
let's go find out what's going on with this fucking movie. I don't give a shit.
I will if I know I'm never gonna watch it. If somebody mentions it to me, or there's like a true crime story or something, and it's like 45 minutes to watch through, and I'm like, I want to know what happens at the end. I'll just Google it.
Yeah, exactly.
If
it's a show I'm never gonna watch or something, I'll just look it up.
There you go.
Quick, just to know the fucking fact of that whatever situation is.
That's true.
No, I don't. Spoilers don't bug me, so I don't care. Anyways, I think we're gonna leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we did. That was a lot of fun. I'd love to do this again.
I love it. Do you guys like it? If you like this format, let us know because it's a fun thing to do.
Exactly.
I like it.
So
honestly, we'll do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
We like it.
Exactly.
No, we do care about what you guys think of a ton.
For sure. So because of that, we also like to see the good old thumbs ups down below and the follow along by hitting the subscribes or follow on whatever podcast platform you happen to be on, as well as TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and everything else that we happen to be. You can check out our link tree in the description down below to get all those links if you like. And don't forget to
backhand that notification bell.
Exactly. And till the next one.
That's it.
See ya.
Bye. I could be wearing pajamas and you wouldn't know.
No one have a clue.
And I like it like that. Okay, so for real.
For real. Welcome back to the show. I'm John.
I messed up.
And she messed up.